Okay, so today we are looking at how we change the Constitution. It's a really difficult process, and it was deliberately made difficult. I mean, we want a government that is stable, and this document, remember, it governs the government. It says how the government will work. We want to preserve it. So we need a way to change it in order to preserve it. What I mean here is if this can't be altered at all to meet new problems, meet the interests that arise as the times are changing, then the government will fail. But it also can't be so easily changed. So the Constitution has the amendment process set out in Article 5 about how to change the Constitution. Now, when we change the Constitution, I should clarify, no one crosses off words and puts in new words. We don't delete anything, but rather we add on. So when you're looking in the Constitution, what you'll see is in this version, things that are no longer valid, they've been changed by an amendment, those are in brackets. So we always leave the words there, and then we just add on to clarify that that is no longer valid. It is extra difficult. Article 5 is a short paragraph that explains the process. And on the next page, or on the next slide, I have the process. The activity you're doing today gives you a nice intro, and I do recommend that you read that amendment process intro to supplement the chart that I'm going to show you on the next page. The evidence that it's difficult to amend the Constitution is here in the fact that it's been amended so infrequently. There have really only been 17 amendments added when you take out the Bill of Rights, the first 10 that were put in right away. So 27 amendments total, but really if we look at since the Bill of Rights was added, only 17 amendments have been added, and that would be one every 13 years or so. Okay, that process. It's a two-step process, and you have to go in this order. You have to propose the amendment first and then ratify it. So here is on the left two ways, where's my mouse? There are two ways here that you can propose an amendment and two ways that you can ratify it. And if you propose it this way, you can ratify it this way or that way. In this instance, Congress would decide which ratification process it's going to use. And if you go this way, then that national convention that's called will decide if we're going to do the ratification this way or that way. Now, so I have circled here these top ones because for all amendments added to the Constitution in our history, every single one has been proposed in the same way, this one up top. We have never done this, so if you asked me to describe it, I don't know yet. History has yet to reveal what that would look like. So that one paragraph explains that this is a way to propose an amendment, but this is the one that we've actually done. So notice this supermajority. For an amendment to be proposed, it has to be voted on in both houses with a 2/3 vote. Okay, so that's a huge majority in each. Then over here you have two options for ratification. All but one amendments, all but one of them has been ratified in this way right here. So the way most amendments, all but one, have been ratified is by the state legislatures. So every state legislature gets one vote, and we need 3/4 of the states to agree in order to actually get it officially added to the document. So today that'd be 38 states. So supermajorities at both levels. Congress has to pass it in both chambers with a 2/3 vote, and then the states are sent the proposal, and if they vote yes, 38 of them vote yes, the amendment is added to the Constitution. Who's left out of this process? The court system and the president, and in many ways the people. I mean, you could argue that we elect people to both of these chambers in Congress and to our state legislatures, but for the decision-making process here, we are largely left out of it. So when Congress votes on a proposal, they don't send it to the president if it's a proposed amendment to the Constitution. And if it passes proposal, then it would go to the state legislatures. So I have circled really the way amendments have been added to the Constitution. There are these other two options. This one down here was used for the 21st Amendment. The 21st Amendment overturns the 18th Amendment. This is when prohibition is repealed. So the 18th Amendment begins prohibition. That is, no alcohol in this country, no manufacturing, sale, distribution, or consumption. And then the 21st repeals that. Well, many of the folks elected to the state legislatures were dries. They had been active in getting prohibition going in this country, so they weren't going to overturn it. So Congress, knowing that, sent it to state conventions, and every state picks their conventions in a different way. So this is a little bit more democratic. It was a way to bypass the current state legislatures.